Hello, my name is Bobby Marcus, and I'm the Acting Director of Communications. Today, myself and Larry want to go over a few resources that are available on our website for individuals that would like information on gross receipts tax and compensating tax and the correct location code to use. If you go over to our Forms and Publications page, and you scroll down to the Publications folder, there are a lot of publications here that are very helpful in providing information on the department and on different tax programs. If you go to the FYIs folder, I want to point out two specific publications. The FYI 105 is Gross Receipts and Compensating Taxes, an overview. This document goes over what gross receipts tax is and what compensating tax is. It also gives information on the different exemptions and deductions that can be claimed for those tax programs. If you go to the FYI 200, this covers gross receipts reporting location and the appropriate tax rate. Select on Open File, and it'll open up the publication for you. The FYI 200 goes over the gross receipts tax locations prior to 2021 and the current system now used after July 2021 when New Mexico moved to destination-based sourcing. This is a really great resource to utilize, and as you can see here, it was last revised in July of 2023. I would suggest that if you download these documents, you come back to this page regularly to get the most updated version. The FYI 105 in particular is usually updated every July. You can also sign up for our notification system by going to the News and Alerts and selecting this photo here. The New Mexico Taxation and Revenue Department Notification Services sends either an email or a text message whenever we've updated a bulletin, we've released a summary on a decision and order that has been released by the Administrative Hearing Office, we've released a new FYI or an updated FYI, we have news releases, delinquent property tax auctions have been announced, publications and forms have been updated, or updates to the gross receipts tax and compensating tax tables have been updated. If you go to the Business tab, you'll be able to see the gross receipts location code and tax rate map. If you need a prior year schedule, you can click here. And it goes back to 1999. In instances where you might be filing an amended return, or you just need to know information for prior years, that's a good place to find it. If you click back on this breadcrumb here, the gross receipts tax rate, it'll take you to the first folder path. Here you can locate the current year gross receipts tax rate schedules. You can locate the January through June of 2025 rate schedule, and you can also locate the July 1st, 2025 through June 30th of 2026 gross receipts tax rate schedule. There's also an ADA version available if you would like to choose that file type. During the 2025 legislative session, a bill passed allowing for the gross receipts and compensating tax rates by municipalities and counties only to change in July of each year. There are circumstances in which the rates could change in January, so I do suggest that you sign up for the notification system. On all of these, you just select Open File, and it'll open the document for you. In some browsers, it does download the document, so just be aware of that based off of the different browser that you select. And here in the rate schedule for gross receipts and compensating tax rate, it goes over the county, and then every municipality in the county where there is a specific location district, the location code is listed, as well as the rate. Larry is going to be explaining the different maps that we have. You can put addresses into these different maps to be able to locate a specific location code for your business or the location code of where something is being shipped or delivered to.
Welcome to learning how to use TRD's GIS maps to identify location codes and gross receipts tax rates. Starting off here on our front page, tax.newmexico.gov. And if I scroll down here a little bit, I'm going to see a banner. This one just passed me up. And if I click on this gross receipts by location code link right here, it will take me to this page where we have our tax rate schedules as well as our embedded maps. So if I scroll down a little bit, I'm going to see our first classic map. This one's been up here for a number of years now. And if I scroll down a little bit further, there's a new version of this map and application, which I will explain as well. Just to show a few of the features of the classic map, this one is actually going away. It's being retired sometime in the first quarter of 2026. But it's going to be here for the next several months, at least through the end of this tax rate cycle. And this one is fairly straightforward to use. There's a couple tools up here at the top. Let me just demonstrate how to find a location. There's an address or a search bar in the upper right-hand corner up here, and I can put in an address. And if I just start typing, it will autocomplete for me. And the address I'm looking for is 1000 or 10,500 Copper Ave Northeast. That happens to be our tax and rev site at Copper Point in Albuquerque. And as you can see, it's zoomed to that location. I'm just going to close that box off. And then if I click right here, it's going to open up a pop-up to tell me the location, the gross receipts location codes and rates for this specific location. And I can scroll down through this pop-up, and it's going to show me the rates and give me some notes. So there's the location code. And here is the GRT rate for this location. There's another window here in this pop-up that is not really relevant to this, but it does show you that there are two layers in this map. Two of them have been identified in this pop-up. I can also expand this a little bit and see the whole pop-up just by expanding it. I'm going to close that out. I'm going to roll my mouse wheel down, and it's going to zoom out to the Albuquerque area. I could also use the minus tool and the plus tool to zoom in. And if I want to go back to the default extent, I just click the home button and it'll return to the map extent. What's really important about this particular map right now is it has a couple of different layers in it. So I'm going to click on the layers tool right here, and it's going to show us which layers are in this web map right now. I only have one turned on, and that is the map based on the rate schedule for January to June of 2025 this year until 6/30. If I want to see what's coming up, I can turn that one off and select GRT codes and rates for July 2025 to June 2026. We're going to a 12-month schedule, and so schedules, rates, and maps will not change again until 7/1 of June 30th of 26. But this is the new map layer that is going to be effective July 1st of 2025. That layer is on right now. I'm just going to close this off and then zoom into Albuquerque and also Doña Ana County and show you there are some new tax districts. These are called Metropolitan Redevelopment Areas, MRAs, or the city I think may be calling them TIFs. New one here in downtown. So I just zoomed into that. I'm going to click on it. And now I'm looking at the new location code and the new rate for this new tax area in downtown Albuquerque. Again, effective July 1st of 2025. So that's coming up. There's another new tax area here on the west side, right here. Again, Albuquerque West Central TIF, or MRA. There's the location code. The rate is going to be the same as that for the city of Albuquerque, but this redistributes or distributes GRT to a specific area within this boundary. I'm going to back out to the full extent of the state and then go into the Las Cruces area. And there are a number of these new MRAs or TIFs in Las Cruces as well. And those are all in this new map layer right here. All right, I'm going to turn that back off, turn the current one back on, go back out to the main extent. The other tools here may or may not be useful. There's a base map tool here, so you can actually change the layer underneath the base layer. if you want to do that, if that's helpful in any way. All right, so that covers the classic map. Again, this one goes away sometime early in 2026. I'm going to scroll down a little bit and show the new viewer. This one has a little bit more functionality in it, and it is a new map underneath it. This is called the new map viewer. I'm just going to start out by minimizing this little search area right here and then going to the full map. And this one operates very much the same way as the classic map above. I can put in an address. And that is our Montoya building in Santa Fe. It's going to zoom to that location. And again, I can click on this and it's going to identify the GRT location code and tax rate for this area for Santa Fe. I'm going to close this out. I'm going to go back to the statewide extent. And again, show you that the new layer is in this map as well. So if I click on this layers tool right here, just as you saw in the classic map, the layer that's the icons for turning a layer off and on have changed a little bit here. It's an eye. As you can see, the eye here is visible, and that's the current schedule. If I want to turn that on and go to the new one, or turn that off and go to the new one, you'll see the same behavior in this map as in the previous map. Close that out. I'm going to go back to the main extent and just show the additional search features in this particular map. So I'm going to click on this up arrow. And again, as I showed you that I could search by address, but here I can actually search by the name of a GRT tax area. So I'm just going to put in Lordsburg. And I'm going to click apply. And it's going to find the GRT location code for the city of Lordsburg in Hidalgo County. Again, it's giving me the tax rate of the location code and the rate for this area. If I want to zoom to that area in the map, I can go over to this little tool over here called Actions, click on that and select Zoom to, and it should move right to the city of Lordsburg. And if I want to clear that, I can reset it and then type in Hickoria and apply. And it's going to show me 2 location codes associated with the Hickory pagination. And again, I can zoom to that. All right, so those are the 2 maps that are embedded in our web page at this link up here. The other link I want to show you is below this new map, and this goes directly to our TRD web map portal. So if I were to click on this link right here, it would take me to this site right here. And one of the benefits of using this site is that you can use the map, a number of maps, without some of the additional functionality that you may not want to see or use. For example, here's the same GRT map that we were looking at just a few moments ago. I'm going to select this map right here. It's going to start up in the classic view, but it's going to force me to go to the new map viewer, which I'm going to do right here. And this is the same map that you saw on the previous web page with the embedded functionality for a search. But here it's just kind of classic map functionality. I can pan, I can zoom, and go right to a particular area of interest and then click on it and get the GRT information. In this case, the pop-up looks a little differently, but I can scroll through one of 2 windows in this pop-up, and there's the GRT window. Again, all in one panel right there. I do again have the same layer functionality. So right now we're looking at the current map and the current schedule. If I click on the layers tool over here on the left, You'll see the same basic functionality that was in the previous. I'm going to turn off the current schedule and make visible the new rate schedule and map. And again, zoom into those two new MRAs in Albuquerque, the downtown and the west side. And then see back to the statewide extent. And there's the new MRAs down in Las Cruces.
Thank you, Larry, for showing this to me.
Sure.
I do like the fact that you're using two different colors for the layers. So if somebody has both of them selected, they'll be able to see the difference in the two areas. I noticed that the first one's red and then the one coming up for this July is green.
Right. And what will happen, I'm glad you mentioned that, what will happen as of late June or June 30th or early July 1st is that these layers will actually be rotated. This layer is going to move up and it's going to become red. And the layer for the previous schedule will turn to I'll probably make it a brown color and also dashed so there'll be a significant difference between the two. But yes, those two layers will actually rotate on July 1st for the new schedule. Back to that extent, and I can actually drag those layers right here, but this will become the default as of July 1st. This current schedule will be on top, and the old schedule will be on the bottom.
Thank you so much for putting these up early. I think the important part about it is just with us having these maps up 30 days before, the individuals who maybe, especially in this case, we have the new districts that are popping up this July 2025. So individuals have time to go and look at those places and see if their business is located in one of them so that they can make the adjustments that they might need to for their gross receipts tax reporting location code.
Right. Yeah, and let me show you if you're an entity that happens to use GIS data or want to use some of the services to identify gross receipts, location codes, and rates, we have another tool, a couple utilities for that. I'm going to go to this page here. It's called GIS Data Files and Tools, and it's located under Businesses, Geographic Information System, and GIS Data Files and Tools. So if I select that, there's a couple tools here, and again, these will again be swapped as of late June 30th, early July 1st. There's a way to actually upload your addresses to our system and have it return another Excel file that includes the gross receipts, location code, and tax rate for the addresses that you include in the upload, which is a pretty helpful service. And then if you're an entity that actually uses the GIS data for these layers, those are on this page down below here. And if I click on this, it's going to take me to a site at UNM called the Resource Geographic Information site. And I can then download the actual GIS data for this layer right here. The other maps I want to point out on this page, there are a couple of other applications. So this is the classic map viewer that we looked at earlier. Here's a map for property tax rates and the gross receipts map that we just looked at. The other one I wanted to point out really quickly is there's a GRT rate finder on this page, which is very similar to the one I showed you on the embedded page. And it's right there. So again, it has search functionality built into it, both address and the name of a tax rate area. The other one here is a mobile application. So here's the same map functionality configured for mobile devices as well. And again, all of this will rotate on 7/1 for the new schedule. We have them here in Spanish as well.